Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Animal Kingdom, and today in this video we will cover part 4. So earlier we have completed 3 chapters, so kindly have a go through. So let's begin with the question here. So this is the first question which was asked in the year 2013. One of the representatives of the phylum Arthropoda is dash. So you're given 4 options here: silverfish, puffer, cuttle and flying fish. So what is arthropod first? It is an invertebrate animal having an exoskeleton. They have a segmented body and they have a paired joint appendages. Arthropods form the phylum Arthropoda, which includes insects, arachnids. Then you have other species also inside it. Now, out of the 4 options given here, we need to search an insect. There is an insect here. Silverfish is an insect. Okay, therefore the correct answer to this question is option A. Representative of the phylum Arthropoda is a silverfish because Arthropoda is the largest of the phylum Animalia and 2/3 of the species fall under this Arthropoda. The correct answer is silverfish, and here you have the image of how a silverfish looks. These insects are common in home. You must have seen it. Yes, the correct answer is option A. Next question here. In which one of the following the genus name, its characters and phylum are not correctly matched? So the which ones are not matched correctly? So here you have 4 options here. We'll go one by one. Okay. So the first one is Pyla. So you have Pyla, Astrias, Scon and Periplanta. So which one you think is not correctly matched? So what do you mean by Pyla? First we will go with that. See, Pyla is actually or it can be defined, it belongs to the genus of large freshwater snails with an operculum, sometimes found in African and Asian apple snails, you call them as, and they are aquatic gastropod mollusks in the family. So they all belong to the family of snails. So the body segmented, mouth with a radula, and they belong to mollusca. That is where they go wrong. Okay, molluscians are the soft-bodied animals. Their body is not segmented. This is where they went wrong. So we have to consider snails inside this, and you have seen their bodies are soft and they're not segmented. So that is where they went wrong. Therefore the correct answer to this question is option A. Which one is not correctly matched? It is A. Apart from that, in Pyla the buccal cavity contains a rasping organ and the radula with transverse rows of teeth. Therefore the correct answer to this question is option A. Okay, next question here. Which one of the following statements is totally wrong about the occurrence of notochord while the other 3 are correct? So once again you have to pick out the wrong one. So before that we will discuss what is notochord. Okay, see, notochord can be defined as a cartilaginous skeletal rod which will support all the body, which will support the whole body in all embryonic and some adult chordata animals. So it actually acts as a support. So what is notochord and its function? It is defined as a structure of chordatas and has an essential role in vertebrate development. It serves as a source of midline signals, right? Midline signals that pattern surrounding tissues and act as a major skeletal element of the developing embryo. So I've given you the explanation. Now I think you can match. It is present only in larval tail. Okay, it is replaced by a vertebral column. So which one you think will be wrong out of this? The first 2 are correct. It is absent throughout life in humans from the very beginning. That is only we go wrong. Okay, notochord is a flexible rod-like structure that forms the main support of the body in the lowest chordatas. It is not absent in humans throughout the life. Notochord is present in the embryonic stage and it will get changed or it will get replaced by a much advanced system. Therefore the wrong answer, the one which is not correctly given as a statement, is option C. Okay, we all have notochords, but that will be only during your embryonic stage, but later on it will get replaced as vertebral column in adult. Therefore the correct answer is option C. Yes, now moving on to the next question here. You have an image here. Okay, so these kind of questions are also common when it comes to NEET. The figure shows 4 animals A, B, C and D. Select the correct answer with respect to the common characteristics of these animals. So you have scorpion, you have jellyfish. So what do you think will be the right one? See, you have jellyfish, you have worm, you have a flatworm, you have a scorpion, you have some other species also. But identify, we'll go one by one. A and D respire mainly through body wall. B and C, okay, B and C show radial symmetry. What about C? A and B have cyanoblast for self-defense. C and D have a true coelom. Therefore, the correct answer to this question is C and D. Okay, C and D have a true coelom. Okay. From the Annelida to Chordata, all organisms are eucoelomate. Now, for example, C is mollusca, that is an octopus, and D is Arthropoda, which is a scorpion, and therefore the correct answer to this question is option D, where C and D have a coelom, that is a true coelom. Therefore the correct answer is option D. Okay, next question here. One example of animals having a single opening so it's a single part which will serve as mouth as an anus. So it's the same. So we all know that worm, the flatworm, has this capability, right? Fasciola, a flatworm, has a single body cavity to the outside that serves both as a mouth for ingestion and also as an anus, where all the excretory products are eradicated from the body. So we all know flatworm is one best example for this kind of characteristic, and this will come under this fasciola. Therefore the correct answer to this question is option D. Okay, see, there is not much of explanation for this question. When there is one thing that is acting as both, immediately you have to remember flatworm in your mind. Okay, next question here. Which one of the following statement above that is about certain given animals is correct? So we'll analyze one statement by statement. Roundworm are pseudocoelomates. Pseudo means false. Mollusks are acoelomates. Insects are pseudocoelomates. Flatworms, that is platyhelminths, are coelomates. Option B, C and D are they wrong or correct? Which one of the following statement about certain given animals is correct, they are asking. So out of the 4, 3 are wrong and 1 is correct. The correct one is option A. Why? Roundworms are pseudocoelomates. See, acoelomates are animals that have no body cavity or a coelom. The examples are poriferans, coelentrates, and etc. Pseudocoelomates are animals that have a false, that is, they don't have a true one, but it's a false coelom that they have. Examples are the flatworms, roundworms, not flatworms, roundworms, right? So what you know about the platyhelminths now? They have a coelomate, that is right? No, again that's go wrong. Therefore the correct answer, hence roundworms are pseudocoelomates, mollusks and insects are said to be coelomates, while flatworms are said to be acoelomate. Therefore the correct one out of the 4 is option A. Roundworms contain pseudocoelomates, that is, pseudo means false, they do not have a proper or a true coelomate. That is why the correct answer out of the 4, or the true statement out of the 4, is option A. Next question here. Which one of the following is not a characteristic of the phylum Annelida? What do you know about the phylum Annelida? What all comprise under it? What all you know about annelids? You simply call it as annelids, right? Annelida is a group of commonly referred to as, mostly you will have segmented worms inside it. Okay, segmented worms, and they are found worldwide from the deepest marine sediment to the soils from the city parks and yards. Through most of the 20th century, Annelida was spread into 3 major groups, namely Polychaeta, Olychaeta, and many more. But one important characteristic of this which is an important characteristic of Annelida is a segmented body. Now here they are asking us which is not meant for it, the one which is wrong. The correct answer is pseudocoelom, because we already saw in the earlier question, roundworms have a pseudocoelom, right? but Annelida will not have a pseudocoelom in it. They are acoelomates. They don't have coelom at all. Therefore, the correct answer to this question is option C. Okay? Fine. Let's move to the next question here. Which one of the following phyla is correctly matched with two general characteristics? Okay, we'll first discuss A. Arthropoda body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen, and respiration by trachea. Okay, which one? This is actually wrong. Chordata, notochord at the same stage and separate anal and urinary openings to the outside. Again wrong. Echinodermata. Again, that is wrong. We'll discuss about mollusca, normally oviparous and development through trachophore and larva. The correct answer is option D. What else you know about the kingdom or the family mollusca? What all you can comprise? What all comes under it? See, mollusca is a second, okay, remember always is, mollusca is a second largest phyla. Okay, second largest phyla of the invertebrate animals after the arthropods. The members are known as mollusks or mollusks. Around 85,000 extent of species of mollusca have been recognized, and we also have some fossil remains which shows their extent. I mean, they show their how they have been in the world from very many years back. Okay, so this is one of the most diverse group of animals in the plant, with at least 50,000 living species which we have currently. The correct answer to this question is mollusca, option D. Okay, now let's move to the next question here. Which one of the following groups of three animals is correctly matched with their one characteristic morphological feature? So again, this is a very easy question for you to answer. You're given four options here. First, we'll go one by one. Liver fluke, sea anemone, sea cucumber. Okay, they are bilateral symmetry. No. Centipede, prawn and sea urchin, they are having joint appendages. Do you think that is right? Wrong. Scorpion, spider, cockroach, they have a vertical solid central nervous system. That is right. See, scorpion, spider and cockroach have ventral solid central nervous system. All three, see, whatever is mentioned here, scorpion, spider, cockroach, they all belong to arthropods. Okay, so spider belongs to the class, so here you have the answer. Spider belongs to the class Richinda, then cockroach belongs to the class Insecta, and Scorpio and spider belong to Archinda. Therefore, the correct answer to this question is option C. Scorpion, spider, cockroach have a ventral solid central nervous system, and that is right. Okay, that is your morphological feature. Now moving on to the next question here. What is true about Nereis, that is a scorpion, cockroach and silverfish? What do they have in common? Okay, now what we already discussed, what is this silverfish, right? Since the name fish is there, it doesn't mean it resides in water, nothing of that sort. This is actually an insect, and it's mostly prevalent in almost every house. What is common among them, or what is true about all these three? If you see, they possess, all the three, I'm talking about Nereis, all the four, scorpion, cockroach, silverfish, they all possess a dorsal heart. What you mean by dorsal heart? We know what is a heart, but what you mean by a dorsal heart? See, in general, dorsal means, okay, how can you take dorsal? In general, dorsal means back and, okay, I'll write it here. Dorsal means back, okay, back, and ventral side means, dorsal side means back side, and ventral side means it is from the front side. So when we say dorsal, it means back. The back side of the heart will be dorsal, and the front side towards our chest will be ventral. So all these four, if you see, they have one thing in common, and that is that they possess a dorsal heart. Okay, so here you have the answer. Nereis belonging to the class Pholchita and phylum Annelida. Scorpion and cockroach belong to the phylum Arthropoda, while silverfish all have a dorsal heart. Dorsal means back, ventral means front side. Okay, next question here. Two common characters found in centipede, cockroach and crab are dash. Okay, so this question was asked in the year 2006. So it's once again, this is an easy question for you to answer. We're asking us about the common thing. So what do you think will be the answer here? We'll analyze jointed legs and chitinous exoskeleton, green gland and trachea, that is wrong, book lungs and antennae, compound eyes and an anal cerci. Two common characteristics that is found in centipede, cockroach and crab is that they have a joint leg. Okay, they have a chitinous skeleton, that is true. That is a common characteristic of cockroach, crab and centipede. Okay, therefore the correct answer is option A. Next question here, biradial symmetry and lack of synoblast are the characteristics of dash. So what actually comes under this? Okay, so you're given four options here. What do you mean by biradial symmetry? When we say bi, it is two, right? So what do you mean by biradial symmetry? Now talking about biradial symmetry, it is a combination of radial and bilateral symmetry. So it is a combination of both bilateral and radial, as we find in ctenophores. Here the body components are arranged with similar parts on either side of the central axis, and each of the four sides of the body will be identical to the opposite side, but they will be different when you see it from the adjacent side. So this is how a biradial symmetry looks like. Now biradial symmetry and lacks of synodoblast are the characteristic. I almost gave you the answer. Yes, the correct answer to this question is ctenoplana and row. Okay, B row. So the correct answer is option A. Okay, so here you have hydra, sea anemone, they all have characteristic synodoblast. So here if you see, they have clearly mentioned they are lacking synodoblast, while the rest of the other options, if you see, they have the presence of synodoblast. That is why the correct answer to this question is ctenoplana and B row. Okay, option A is the right answer. So here I have given you a small picture which represents radial and biradial. Radial applies when more than two planes passing through a longitudinal axis can divide the organism into mirror image halves. So example, you can take jellyfish, and for biradial symmetry, two planes will divide the organism. Example is comb jellies. Okay, so the correct answer to this question is option A. Now coming to the next question here, metameric segmentation is a characteristic of dash. Okay, what do you mean by metameric or metamerism? We can call it anyway. See, metamerism or metameric. First of all, we'll discuss what is metamerism. In biology, metamerism is a phenomena of having linear series of body segments which are fundamentally similar in structure. What are they? They are fundamentally similar in structure. Okay, though not all structures are entirely alike in a single life form, because some of them perform special functions. In animals, metameric segments are referred to as two things. One, you call it as somites, and the other one is metamers. Okay, so metameric segmentation is a characteristic of dash. Okay, apart from that, you also have metamerism in chemistry. You must have heard, right? It is the compounds having the same molecular formula but different number of carbon compounds. Same kind of thing only applies for biology also. But it is a characteristic of Annelida and Arthropoda. Metameric segmentation means that the body is divided externally as well as internally. This characteristic is present in Annelida and Arthropoda. Okay, their body is divided externally and internally. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. Okay, next question here. Which one of the following is a matching set of the phylum and its three examples? Easy question for you to answer. The correct answer is mollusca, because pterido, octopus, oligo, all these belong to mollusca. While rest, if you see in Sporifera, in Synedria, there is a match. The matching set is not correct. Okay, therefore the correct answer to this question is option B. So to your right side you can see the different mollusca group of animals that you can see there. See, when you get these kind of questions, you immediately identify anything, any one organism is also wrong in the matching set, then you can't apply it as an answer. So if you take mollusca, all the three which is applied there is correct, while the rest have one or two things which are wrong, therefore it cannot be the answer. Next question here, the animals with bilateral symmetry in young stage and radial pentamerous symmetry in adult stage belong to the phylum of dash. Okay, we have four options here: Annelida, Mollusca, Synedria, and Echinodermata. See, Echinodermata shows bilateral symmetry in their labile stage and pentamerous radial symmetry in their adult stage. So the question is very unique, where it explains about the two stages. What are the two stages? One is the pentamerous and the other is the bilateral symmetry. So the correct answer is Echinodermata, because this bilateral symmetry, if you see, will be seen in the larval stage, and pentamerous symmetry will be seen in the adult stage. Okay, therefore the correct answer is Echinodermata. Annelids are bilaterally symmetrical, and coelo you have so Annelida is bilaterally symmetrical, bilateral, but otherwise it is not pentamerous. Okay, mollusks are bilateral symmetrical, while Synedria or coelentrates, they show radial symmetry. So the correct answer to this question is option D. So here the question, they are asking about two stages, that is why it is Echinodermata. Okay, it has to show the both, it has to show both the stages, bilateral and pentamerous, and Echinodermata only will show that, while the rest, if you see, they have either one. Mostly it is bilateral and radial. Therefore the correct answer to this question is option D. So with this we complete the part 4 of Animal Kingdom. Hope to meet you in the next part of the same chapter. Thank you.